Hello dear student. Okay, so welcome to Amit sir physics class. Yesterday we have started with what some derivation, that is a relation between the what drift velocity and the current. Okay, and then we got the what this expression also. Okay, so actually this is a vector form. This is vector form of Ohm's law. Okay, Ohm's law. Okay, that is we are going to learn in the next chapter, but already it is derived. So yesterday derivation, after the drift velocity we have seen one derivation, that is a relation between the what current density and the drift velocity. So this is what the answer. Okay, so if they ask this question, you have to write up to this. Okay, and if they ask any of this question, okay, that means the question number this one, or maybe question this, or maybe this question, then after this you have to write it further. Okay, so for the 4 questions you have to do only same answer, but for first only you have to stop it here, and if they ask rest of the question you have to proceed further. Okay, so there are 3 to 4 steps are there further to get this all the derivation, and there is what one question will be asked, same this one. Okay, and the same question is repeated here, derive the relation between the conductivity and the relaxation time, that means rho sigma and tau. Okay, so you have to get only this derivation set. Okay, so both are same. Okay, so remember this 4 question, and each question carry 5 marks. Okay, so if you want you can write it down also, each question carry 5 marks. Okay, so just pause the video and write it down the question. Okay, so next today we are going to learn one basic concept, that is Ohm's law. Okay, Ohm's law. Okay, so this law tells you about the relation between current and voltage. That means you can say I and V. So what is the relation between the I and V? Okay, so now suppose if you take a resistance, okay, of R through which current is I is flowing, and if you apply the voltage V, some current will be there. Okay, that means for V you have the current I. Okay, now suppose if you make it 2 times, that means if you increase the voltage, that means 2 times of V, automatically the current is also increases 2 times. Okay, and if you increase it maybe 3 times, automatically the voltage increases, current is also increases. Okay, so from this experiment you will conclude that as V increases, current in the circuit also increases. So we can say that V, that is potential difference across the conductor, is directly proportional to what current in that conductor. Okay, so directly proportional means what, one is increases, another is also increases. Okay, and if you remove this proportionality constant, you will get what, I into R, where R is resistance. R is what, resistance of conductor, resistance of the what, a conductor. Okay, and actually, okay, so first we will make the statement of the Ohm's law. So what is the statement of the Ohm's law? Okay, so it is a relation between the what, current and the voltage. So by this is what small experiment, and from this experiment we all know that as voltage increases, current in the circuit also increases. So V directly proportional to I. Remove this proportionality constant, you will get the what, constant R, and that R is nothing but the resistance of the conductor. Okay, so we will talk about this later. First make the statement. Okay, first make the statement of the Ohm's law. Okay, so I will write it down here, statement of the Ohm's law. So it may ask for 2 marks, state and explain the Ohm's law. So statement is what, voltage, okay, current in the circuit is directly proportional to applied potential difference, that means V, applied potential difference, provided all physical property of conductor remain same. So this is what the statement of the Ohm's law. This statement you have to write down. If they ask, write down the statement of the Ohm's law. Correct. So same you have to write it down. So voltage, or you can say current, is directly proportional to what? The potential difference. The potential difference. So from this equation I can write it down. From this statement, V is directly proportional to what? I. Okay. And remove this proportionality constant, you will get I into R. I into R, where R is, I will write it down again. It is a resistance of conductor. Resistance of the what? Conductor. Okay. But here one thing is mentioned. All the physical property must be remain same. All the physical property remain same. So all the physical property means what? Length of the conductor, L, area of the conductor, okay, and temperature of the conductor, and then material by which this conductor is made. Okay. So this should be constant. Then and then only V is directly proportional to I. Okay. Suppose now if you pass the current through this conductor, okay, by applying it to the what? Cell V. Okay. So here V. Now make it 2 times. But remember, if you are increasing this voltage, the temperature, the length, area and the material should be same here. Okay. It should not change. If you change this, V is directly not proportional to what? I itself. Okay. So keep all this physical parameter throughout the experiment constant. It must be constant. As you increase this V, I is increases, but unless and until this all things are constant. Okay. So don't change the length of the conductor, don't change the area of the conductor, don't change the temperature of the conductor, don't change the material of the conductor itself. Okay. It should be remain constant throughout the experiment. Then and then only this relation is possible. Okay. So remember, okay, so all the physical property, okay, should be remain constant throughout the experiment. Now we will talk about this resistance. So resistance means what? The word is itself tell you. Resist means oppose something. Resist means what? Oppose. So I will make it here definition. Resistance is the property of material which opposes the flow of charges, Okay. So it is the opposition offered by the material. It is the opposition offered by the material to the flow of the charges, because electron in the conductor, they will not move easily. They have certain hurdles, and that hurdle is nothing but what? A resistance. Okay. And it has a unit. So unit of the resistance is ohm. Unit of the resistance is ohm, and it can be written as, symbolically it is this one. Okay. So this is Greek symbol. So remember this symbol. Okay. Unit of the resistance is what? Ohm. Symbolically it is represented by this one. Okay. So next one we will see, okay, a little bit regarding the resistance. How the resistance can be vary or changes. Okay. So here, okay. So the resistance. Okay. So now resistance depends on first one, length of the conductor, okay, that means L. Okay. So how the resistance of the conductor depends on the length? Actually it is directly proportional. Resistance is directly proportional to what? L. Okay. It means what? If L, length of the conductor increases, resistance increases and the current becomes less, because more is the resistance, current will be small. Correct? Next one, area. Second one is what? Area of cross section of wire. That means area means what? Maybe this much of thick, or maybe if you have taken the wire of this much of thick. So in both the cases the current will be different and the resistance is also different. Okay. So area of the cross section, that means what? A. So here resistance is inversely proportional to what? A. Resistance is inversely proportional to A. It means what? If area increases, resistance decreases. If the resistance decreases, current will be maximum. Okay. That means if you take this wire, okay, and if you take another wire, okay, whose area is A and there is what? Area is 2 times the first one. Now if the current in this conductor is I, okay, in this conductor it becomes what? More, because area increases, resistance will be decreases, and if the resistance is decreases, that means current will be what? A maximum. So it becomes what? two times that of the what, the first current. Okay, because area is more here, so resistance is less, and if the resistance is small, current will be what, more. And the reverse is also possible. That means what, if area is small, resistance is more, and hence current is also small. Okay, so this is what the relation between the area. Okay, and then last one, okay, resistance. Okay, third one, depends on material of conductor. Okay, that means if the wire is made up of copper, its resistance is R. If the same length, same area of the wire, but it is made up of aluminum, then you will not get the same resistance. It may be new resistance, different resistance. So different material offer different resistance or different value. Okay, so remember this one. Next one, fourth one, depends on temperature. Depends on temperature of conductor. Depends on temperature of the what, conductor. It means what? Okay, so actually if the temperature increases, resistance also increases. Temperature increases, resistance also increases. Okay, or you can say directly proportional to what, R. Temperature increases, resistance also increases. So I will write it down here. So temperature, okay, so temperature of the conductor increases, resistance also increases, and vice versa. Temperature decreases, resistance also decreases. Okay, so that's why at the low temperature, conductor is a good conductor, even though, because temperature decreases, and temperature decreases, resistance decreases, it will flow more current. Okay, it will flow more current. Okay, so on these parameters, the resistance of the wire depends. Remember, resistance, okay, it depends on the length. Okay, change the length, resistance will be changes. Area inversely proportional, length directly proportional. Depending on the material, change the material, resistance will changes. Okay, now using that data, okay, we will going to define another term. Okay, so we will find out one equation. Okay, so that equation is very important. Okay, so from, okay, from 1 and 2, okay, I will write it down here. From 1 and 2, we can write it down here. Okay, resistance is directly proportional to what, L, and resistance is inversely proportional to N. Okay, so combining 1 and 2, I will write it down. Resistance is directly proportional to L by A. Okay, and if you remove this proportionality constant, you will get resistance is equal to what, rho L by A. Rho L by A. Okay, where this rho is nothing but resistivity. It is nothing but what, a resistivity. Okay, so I will define this. Okay, so rho definition, it is an resistance per unit length. Okay, so now suppose okay, so first we will discuss the unit of this. First we will see the unit of this rho. Okay, so take it from this side. Okay, so I will write it down here. R is equal to what, rho L by A. Therefore rho is equal to what, RA divided by L. Okay, so A shift here, L will be downward. So what is the R? Resistance. A, area, meter square. What is L? That is length, meter. So 1 meter will cancel out. So left is what, only ohm meter. So resistivity has a unit as ohm meter. Remember. Okay, so it will ask for the 1 mark it. What is the unit of the resistivity? It is nothing but what, ohm meter. And how to get this resistivity unit? By this equation. Okay, place this resistivity one side and keep all the terms to other side and place their unit. So R ohm, area meter square, length meter. So 1 meter mm cancel out. Okay, so left is what, ohm meter. Okay, unlike resistance depends on the all these 4 parameters, resistivity also down here. Rho depends, it is very important. Okay, for 2 marks. On which parameter the resistance or the resistivity depends? On which parameter resistivity depends? So it depends only on material of the wire. That means by which material, using okay, the wire is made of. If it is copper, if it is aluminum, okay, only on that particular things this matter, okay. And the second one is what? Temperature. The second is what? Temperature of the wire, okay. So on only these two parameters this rho depends, okay. So sometimes this actually Greek symbol, it is rho actually, okay, it is called as rho. So resistivity depends on the material of the wire and then temperature of the wire, okay. So now I will tell you by example how this depends actually. So don't get difference between the resistance and the resistivity, it is different. Resistance depends on 4 parameters, but the resistivity only depends on the what? 2 parameters, okay. So now suppose, okay, if you have one wire made up of copper, okay, and length. Suppose if I mention another wire made up of aluminum, okay. Now if this copper wire has resistance R, okay, and then resistivity rho, correct, both are having the same length L and here will be L. Cross section area is also same, but this is made up of copper and this made up of aluminum, okay. So for this wire resistance is R and then resistivity is rho. Then what about this one? Okay, material is different. If the material is different, automatically resistivity will be different. So here you will not get rho, it becomes rho dash nu, okay, because it is different. What about the resistance? Resistance also different because it is also depends on the what? Temperature, material. If you change the material, automatically resistivity and the resistance both will be different, okay. So now I will replace this. I will take the copper wire and another copper wire with longer length. So this is also copper wire and this is also copper wire, okay. So now for this copper wire resistance is R and then rho, okay. But for the same copper wire length is different but the area is same, but it is made up of the same material. Now here you will get length increases, resistance increases, hence R will be different here, but this is also made up of copper, this is also made up of copper, so resistivity will be same. Resistivity you will get what? Same, because it only depends on the what? Material. Material is same, hence resistivity is same, but resistance is changes because resistance depends on the length. Length increases, resistance also increases. So for this wire resistance is R and for this longer wire resistance is what? R dash, okay. So remember this all about the what? Resistivity, okay. And the next one, okay, so dependence everything is over, okay. So we will see. Okay, now we will see the some graphical representation, okay. So some graphical representation of the resistivity for the material like metal, okay, or maybe semiconductor materials. So just note it down, this example is very important, okay. If the copper and aluminum resistance and the resistivity is different, if it is copper doesn't matter the length, only resistance will be different but the resistivity will be same because it is made up of the same copper material. Now suppose if you increase the temperature, this wire is at 20 degrees centigrade and this wire is at 60 degrees centigrade. Now both will change. Why? Resistivity also depends on the temperature. Then maybe made up of same material, but you have changed the temperature, and changing the temperature resistivity will be different and the R dash also different, okay. So remember this one, okay, you will get rho here, okay. So next we will see the graphical representation. So next we are going to deal with what? The ohmic device or the ohmic conductor and the non-ohmic conductor, okay. So the definition is very simple, okay. Device or conductor, you can say conductor which obey, that means follow Ohm's law, which are called as what? Ohmic conductor. An example for this what? All metallic conductors, okay. Maybe aluminum wire, copper wire, okay, nichrome wire, all are the what? Ohmic device. And for this, if you plot the graph of V and I, you will always get a straight line passing through the what? Origin, okay. So remember ohmic conductor definition and then example, and if you plot the V and I, you will get always a straight line passing through the what origin. Sometimes this nature will ask, okay, draw the V and I graph for the what ohmic device. So just draw the V, I and a straight line, okay. And then non-ohmic means what? Ohmic means what? Which obey, and the non-ohmic means what? Which does not obey, okay. So a conductor which, okay, does not obey the Ohm's law, okay, it is called as what? Non-ohmic conductors, okay. Example, semiconductors. Example is what? Semiconductors, transistors, okay, or vacuum tubes, etc. Okay, so these are the what example which do not follow the Ohm's law. So do not following the Ohm's law means what? It has to follow V directly proportional to I. In this conductor only it happens. In this non-ohmic conductors it will not happen. Hence, if you plot the graph of V and I, you may get like smooth curve. Okay, so it will not follow any straight line. Okay, so for non-ohmic device you will get this graph V and I, voltage and current, and for ohmic device you will get what? V is directly proportional to I. Okay, so remember this two things. Now I forgot to mention the definition of the resistivity. Okay, already told you, it is the resistance per unit length. Okay, so suppose this is the 10 centimeter wire length. Okay, if you calculate the resistance total for the 10, it will be nothing but the resistance itself. Okay, so what is the resistance present in the whole wire? That will give what? A resistance. Now suppose if you want to calculate the resistivity is what? Resistance per unit length. So apart from this 10 centimeter, what is the resistance present in 1 centimeter? Okay, and if you calculate this one resistance, that is nothing but what? Your rho. How much resistance is present in 1 centimeter segment of the wire? Okay, rather than taking the what? The whole length. Okay, so that's why resistivity does not depend on the what? Length, area. It only depends on the material, okay, and the temperature of the wire. Okay, so this is what the thing. And the next of this Ohm's law is, you can have limitations of the Ohm's law. Limitations of Ohm's law. Okay, limitations of the Ohm's law. That means what are the limitations of the Ohm's law? Definitely for the 3 marks it is going to be asked. Okay, the next is, okay, so first one is what? It is not an fundamental law. It is not an fundamental law in nature, unlike the gravitational law of, okay, Coulomb's law. These are the what? Fundamental laws in nature, but this is not a fundamental law in nature. Okay. So next one, it is not applicable. It is not applicable. It is not applicable at higher temperature. It is not applicable at higher temperature. That means if the conductor is having a 2000 degree centigrade maybe or more than that, okay, so this law is not applicable for that conductor. Okay, and then third, it is not applicable for semiconductor devices. It is not applicable for semiconductor devices. Okay, so only 3 are sufficient. Okay, and it does not, okay, applicable for the non-metallic, and then 4, not applicable, also not applicable for non-metallic conductors. Okay, so these are not some limitations. Okay, that means Ohm's law is not applicable everywhere, it has certain limitations. So these are the what? Some limitations. So remember this for 3 marks. Remember this for 3 marks. Okay, so this is what all about the today's lecture. Okay, so we have covered about so many things. Ohm's law, okay, what is the statement of the Ohm's law, and then resistance, its unit, and then resistivity, and on which factor the resistance depend, on which factor the resistivity depends. Okay, ohmic conductor or the ohmic device, and then non-ohmic devices, and then limitations of the what? Ohm's law. So this all the importance are maybe ask for the what 2 to 3 marks. Okay, so remember these things. Okay, and the next video we will proceed towards what next concept. Okay, so till then just pause the video, rewind it. Okay, see it 2 or 3 times. Okay, because just seeing one times you cannot be it may be not understandable. Okay, but you have to just see it at least 2 times. Okay, so that's why I have reduced my video timing, okay, to 20 to 30 minutes itself. Okay, so and the last one. Okay, so we will see how the resistivity for the some materials. Okay, so some materials means what, there are proper metallic materials are there, alloy are there, okay, and there are semiconductors are there. Okay, so how these for these materials their resistivity depends on the what temperature. Okay, so already told you. So we will see the graph. Okay, along the x-axis you have temperature, okay, at every time, and along the y-axis you have resistivity. Okay, so now if you consider the copper or any metal, okay, and if your temperature increases, resistivity also goes on increases. Okay, so here it is what, a smooth curve, okay, but not linear. Okay, so resistivity goes on increases. So this is what the nature of the graph. Okay, and then for the nichrome, if the nichrome wire is there, then this will be the nature. As the temperature increases, there is a initially some sort of resistivity will be there, and after that increasing the temperature, resistivity also goes on increases. Okay, so next one you can see here for the semiconductor. Okay, for the what semiconductor, for the semiconductor temperature increases, resistivity goes on decreases. Okay, so it means what, as the temperature increases, resistivity goes on decreases. Okay, so remember this graphical representation. Sometimes in this year the final examination, for 1 mark they have asked, draw the graphical representation of resistivity with temperature for the what nichrome wire. So you have to draw this graph. Okay, so remember for 1 mark these graphs are important for the copper, nichrome and the semiconductor. Okay, so this is what all about today's lecture. Okay, so see you in the next video. Thank you.
I should fuck her in the Benz.